Today topic is transmission media. So in this media, in general, we are going to use the term as media. So media is used to describe the data path that forms a physical channel between sender and the receiver. Transmission media, which comes under transmission media, it can be twisted pair wire such that used for telephone installation. Wire media are referred to the bounded media, and then wireless media are sometimes referred to as unbounded media. So different types of transmission media is used for different data transfer rates and long distance. So here we are using for bandwidth, noise, radiation, and then attenuation are considered while using the different transmission media. Higher bandwidth transmission media support only higher data rates. Attenuation limit the usable distance that data can travel on media. Noise is related to electrical signal that can be cause distortion of the data signal and data errors. So radiation is the leakage of signal from the media caused by undesirable electrical characteristics of the transmission media. The transmission medium is the physical part between transmitter as well as receiver in a data transmission system. So in transmission medium, communication is in the form of electromagnetic waves. So what is the characteristics of transmission here? So the quality of transmission are determined both by the characteristics of medium and the characteristics of signal also. So here we are having two types of transmission media. One is guided media, another one is unguided media. Guided media is comes under a bounded media, and then unguided media is comes under a unbounded media. So guided media, depending on type of transmission medium used, the bounded media can be further classified into three types: twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, and fiber optic cables. And then unbounded media, it can be dependent on method of transmission. The unbounded media can be further classified into two types. So one is microwave links or radio links, and the next one is infrared link. And the next one is, now we are going to see the types of guided media and then unguided media. So here this is the difference between guided media and unguided media. So in guided media we are using, already told you that wired are bounded transmission, and then here unguided media is unbounded, and then we are having some features also. In guided media, it is a high speed and then it will be secure, and it is used for comparatively shorter distance. And then unguided media, the signal is broadcasted through air, and then it is a less secure one, and it is used for larger distances. So now we are going for a twisted pair cable, and the next one we are going for a UTP. So UTP means unshielded twisted pair. Unshielded twisted pair, short form, in short form we are calling as a UTP. UTP is a set of twisted pair of cable within a plastic sheet. UTP is ordinary telephone wire only. So you can see the image here. So this is the least expensive of all the transmission media commonly used for LAN, local area network, and it's easy to work with and simple to install. UTP is used to external electromagnetic interference. So category 3 and category 5 UTP are commonly used in computer network. So in computer network we generally use that only. UTP can transfer data at 1 to 100 Mbps over a distance of 100 meters, which is referred at Bluetooth also. So Bluetooth also we are having a 100 meters of capacity. This difference between Cat3 and Cat5 cable is the number of twists in the cable per unit distance. Cat5 is much more tightly twisted. So UTP wire, already we are having a plastic encasement. So it is called as, it is comes under a plastic encasement, and then it is comes in color code insulation, and then here we are going to use a copper conductor. So it is called as unshielded 4-pair cable. The Electronic Industries Association, that is EIA, has developed standard to grade UTP cable by the quality. Category 1 as the lowest quality and category 5 as the highest quality. Use of each category cable we can see next in next class. And then what are the characteristics of UTP means transmission rate is 10 to 100 Mbps, and then UTP is less expensive than FOC and coaxial cable. Maximum cable segment of UTP is 100 meters. UTP cable is very flexible and easy to work, and then we are using a RJ45 connector for connecting this, and then most susceptible to electrical interference or crosstalk. So advantages of UTP means UTP is easy to terminate and cost of installation is less and a high installation base. Disadvantage means it's very noisy and it covers less distance only, and then UTP suffers from interference. And the next one we are going for a STP. So STP means shielded twisted pair cable. STP offers a protective sheathing around the copper wire. So this is called protective sheathing. So STP provides better performance that lower data rates. They are not commonly used in networks actually. So installation of STP is very easy. Special connectors are required for installation, and cost is moderately expensive compared to UTP, and then distance is limited to 100 meters to 500 meters. So compared to UTP, it is a very high limit. STP suffers from outside interference, but not as much as UTP. Application of TP cable means we are using a twisted pair cable used for both analog and digital signal. Twisted pair cable are used in telephone network, and then TP wires are mainly used for low cost, low performance application also. So this is an example diagram for STP. And the next one we are going for a coaxial cable. So this is a coaxial cable we are using here. It is made up of sorry. So why we are using a twisted pair here? So twisted pair is used to and act as a shielded that absorbs some of the electromagnetic radiation. That's why we are using a twisted pair here. And the next one, this is the types of twisted pair. I already explained you category 1, category 2, category 3 and 4, 5. We already I explained you here. So 1 is used for mainly telephone system, and then 2 is used for it support data transmission speed up to 4 Mbps, and then 3 is used for the speed is 10 Mbps, and then 4 is for 16 Mbps, and 5 is for 100 Mbps. Now we are in 6 and 7 state also. So 6 is used for unshielded twisted pair twisted for 200 Mbps, and 7 is used for shielded twisted pair with a foil shield around the entire cable plus a shield around with each twisted pair. So if data rate will be very high, that is 600. So but we are using only cat 3 and cat 5, so it is mainly used for computer networks. And the next one we are going for a coaxial cable. So it is made of two conductors that share the common axis. It consists of a hollow outer cylindrical conductor that surrounds a single inner wire conductor. Coaxial cable is used to transmit both analog and digital signal. Data transfer rate of coaxial cable is used to transmit both analog and digital signal. Data transfer rate of coaxial cable is in between TP and fiber optic cable. So you can see the coaxial cable here. So we are having a inner wire insulation metal sheet and an outer insulation. So it is relatively very inexpensive. The cost of thin coaxial cable is less than STP. Thick coaxial is more expensive than STP. So installation is relatively simple only, but coaxial cable must be grounded and terminated. So what is the characteristics of coaxial cable here? We can able to use 10 Mbps in a transmission rate, and then maximum cable length for thin net is 185 meters and thicknet is 500 meters. So flexible and easy to work with thin net. Ethernet destination to 10 base 2 thin net or 10 base 5 thicknet. Less expensive than fiber optic cable but more expensive than twisted pair cable. It is a good resistant to electrical interference also. we are having an advantage also here. So advantages is coaxial cable used for both transmission and an analog and data digital transmission also. It is having a higher bandwidth and it is easy to handle and relatively inexpensive as compared to fiber optic cables, and it is used for longer distance at higher data rate. So excellent noise humidity is there. And the disadvantages in coaxial cable is distance is limited, and then number of node connection is limited. Proper connectors and termination is used, must it will be used as a mainly we are going to use here. And an application of coaxial cable is in analog and digital data transmission, we are going to use a coaxial cable. And then for telephone networks we can use a coaxial cable and ethernet LAN, and then in cable television network also we are using a coaxial cable. Next one is glass fiber. So glass fiber is it is mainly used to transmit information and fluctuating beam of light. We are going for an optical fiber. Next one we are going for a radio. So the network that uses electromagnetic radio waves is set to operate at radio frequency. So it is in short form we are using a RF here. So radio waves, basically you know what is mean by radio waves. Radio waves are frequency between 10 kilohertz and 1 gigahertz. Radio waves includes some of the types, that is short wave, and then very high frequency, and then ultra high frequency. Short wave is nothing but we are going to use in a shortest distance, we are using a short wave. And then high, a very high frequency is nothing but VHF, television and FM radio. And then UHF is used for radio and television. So next thing we are going for a satellite communication. So this are comes under unguided media actually. So what is mean by satellite communication here? So we are going to connect the satellite communication. It contains a transponder that consists of a radio receiver and as well as transmitter. So it is a satellite communication. So if a single satellite usually contains 6 to 12 transponder means that can operate independently, so that we are going for a satellite here. And the next one is geostationary satellite. It is mainly used to placed in a orbit that is synchronized with the earth rotation, is called as a geostationary satellite. And then we are going for a microwave. So microwave transmission or electromagnetic radiation beyond the frequency range, that is we are going to use in a radio or a TV only, we are using a microwave transmission. So above 100 mhz the waves travel in straight line and can therefore be narrowly focused, concentrating all the energy into a small beam using a parabolic antenna like a satellite TV dish. It gives a much higher signal to noise ratio, but the transmitting and receiving antenna must be accurately aligned with each other. Before the advent of fiber optic, these microwaves formed the art of the long distance telephone transmission system. So it is the simplest form of microwave link, can be having a only one hop consisting of one pair of antenna spaced as little as 1 or 2 kilometers apart. It can be act as a backbone also, and it is including multiple hops spanning several thousand kilometers. So atmospheric conditions and certain effects modify the propagation of microwaves, so that even if the designer can see from point A to point B, that is a true line of sight, it may not be possible to place antenna at those 2 points and achieve a satisfactory communication performance. In order to overcome the problems of line of sight and power amplification of weak signal, microwave system use repeater at intervals of about 25 to 30 kilometer in between the transmitting receiving stations. So the first repeater is placed in line of sight of the transmitting station, and the last repeater is placed in the line of sight of the receiving station. So what is the main objective of microwave means to transmit information from one place to another without interruption and clear reproduction at the receiver. So we are going for a microwave transmitter and receiver. The voice, video, data channels are combined by a technical known as multiplexing to produce a BB signal. So next one is infrared. So infrared, we already discussed what is mean by infrared. It is very good for a single room only, and then it is a very cheap thing. And then we are going for a setup in computer network means we can able to do this as a single room purpose only. So that's why we are going for a microwave always. And then next thing. So, comparison, I forgot to tell you the comparison of guided media and unguided media. So, in guided media, the signal energy propagates within the guided media only. So, and then unguided media, the signal energy propagates through the air. And then here we are going to use, already we have discussed about all the things. So, here in guided media, we are using twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, optical fiber cable, and in unguided media we are using microwave radio links and then infrared links.